Hello you lot, welcome to the Loony Life. Today I'm going to be telling you about my trip to New York. It was a lot of fun. I hope you're ready. I don't have a lot of footage because I've only got little snippets of bits here and there because the streets move so fast, and although I could have kept up with it with the video camera, it was really difficult because I had my mom and with her bad leg it was really difficult to walk as quick, so it was hard for me to concentrate on the camera and where my mom is in all the crowds of people, because we had to kind of keep up with the traffic with people, and so yeah, it was just a little bit too distracting for me to get everything. So yeah, I've got bits and I will put it, you know, halfway through and then finish what I'm going to say or whatever. Maybe we'll put it at the end, we'll see. But I want to tell you about how it was anyway. So 5 of us went, me and my sister, my mum, my sister's boyfriend and my husband, and it was a fun time. Okay, so I'm going to tell you everything that happened really. So we had to get a connecting flight, so we had to get into Amsterdam first, and then from Amsterdam we went to New York. The way there, the Amsterdam connection flight was pretty easy. It was like only an hour, and there was like a 15-minute delay, but it got us there in time for the connection anyway, even though like we were panicking because we were like, because we've never done anything like that before, we weren't sure how frequent the connections would be, and I really didn't want it to be like really early hours in the morning when we got to New York, because I had that happen to me in Benidorm, and that was rough enough, knowing that you've only got 4 days to do everything that you want to do, and then you don't get to your hotel until like early hours that first night. It ruins, well, not ruins, but it does leave like a tired feeling on your mind. You're alright by the second day, you kind of got used to having no sleep, but by the end of the holiday you feel like absolute shit. So yeah, I was really hoping that wasn't going to happen, but it got us there in time anyway. But yeah, apart from that, it was all fine. We got to the hotel though, there was a few mix-up with the rooms, like the girls were meant to stay together and the lads were meant to stay together, just so my mom wasn't alone. Well, it ended up that my mom was alone and the two couples stayed together in the end. So there was that as well, but we still had a good time. I've got to say though, the hotel staff weren't the nicest. Like, we'd been on a flight for like, you know, all day, and I tried to make it easy for them because I was like, well, you know, if you don't have that room, you could just all put us together, because at first I was thinking they haven't got the room, and I was like, you know, you can all just, if you've got a big enough room, just put us all together. And he was like, hold on now, I can't remember what he said to me, but I was like, wow. But he didn't swear or anything, but it was just kind of rude. I just never expected him to say that. And then, not just that, he was also, while like faffing with our rooms, he was like flirting with his boss, saying like, isn't she gorgeous and that to us? And I was like, well, yeah, but is that normal to ask your customers if your boss is cute? Like, it was just weird. So yeah, to make sure that we got as much out of New York in those 4 days as we possibly could, my sister made an itinerary. She booked us in for just Rockefeller Center on the Wednesday, just so we could explore New York a little bit, have a walk around and whatever, and then go to the Rockefeller Center, get food after and stuff like that. Wednesday, we went to Times Square. We went to a few shops, like we went into the Disney store. I forgot what the area was called, but you know those steps where you can walk up and the buildings are like all around you, and they've just got billboards everywhere, and like graphic billboards as well. What's that called? We were there. Enjoyed the views a little bit there. That was quite fun to just people watch and just take a time out. Then we went to Forbidden Planet. We went to the Harry Potter store. It's such a shame because I forgot the name of the place that we went to breakfast for the first day, but that was an amazing little diner. It was like a proper, how can I say, like what you'd see in the films. It's like a nice little diner where you were all kind of separated. You got your own like red chairs. It was really nice. I really loved it. They give me like half a melon. I thought they were giving me like a little bowl of melon. When they brought the bowl out, it was empty. I was like, huh? And then they just gave me half a melon, which I thought was wonderful. And I had avocado toast there, and they just kept coming to top our orange juice up and top our coffee up, and I thought it was actually brilliant service. Loved it there. That was one of my favourite meals, but I'll get to the next one in a minute because I loved that as well. Breakfast was the best, I think. For me, the breakfast was the best part. I think I like that anyway at home. I prefer like breakfast. Dinner and tea I'm not that fussed about, but I do like a good breakfast. Because of how much we were walking, it just took forever. So by the time we got back, it was like 6 o'clock, 6:30. And then well actually it was about 5:30. Yeah, by the time we got back it was like 5:30, and we had to get ready to go to the Rockefeller Centre because we booked that for 7. Yeah, we went to the Rockefeller Centre, which you'll see some of my views now, like, well, you'll see some of the views that I took in the little video that I've done. That was incredible. I really liked the Rockefeller Centre because the sun was setting as well. It was absolutely stunning, and you could see the planes coming in like as it got darker, and it was just really nice. They looked like little comets. It was lovely. Really struggled to eat that night. Everywhere was packed in Times Square. I couldn't believe it. It seemed like it got busier after like 7 o'clock. More and more people was out. Even my mum was like, there's more people out now than there was at 12 this afternoon. It was honestly rammed, like queues outside to get anything to eat. It was like a Friday night in Birmingham or London, honestly. I couldn't believe it. And this was this Wednesday? And this was Wednesday night. So we went back to the hotel for food, which was alright, but I asked for a vegan burger, forgetting that they put real cheese on vegan burgers, and I didn't even realise at first, but I was thinking to myself, this tastes too stringy. It was too stringy because I don't know what cheese tastes like now. I can't even remember. It's been so long, I've got to admit. And I'm so used to my own cheese, and I didn't really taste much of a difference, but it was the texture, and it was stringy, and I was like, I don't think this is vegan cheese. But it might have been, but I don't think it was, because I remember I had some musings, I think, told me that they put real cheese on vegan burgers, and I just completely forgot to ask without cheese, because it didn't say on the menu, it didn't say comes with cheese or anything, not that I remember anyway. And if it did, I think I just presumed it was going to be vegan cheese because I just didn't think. So yeah, I'm not sure if I slipped up that day or not, but never mind. It happened. I've got to say, there weren't that many places with a vegan option on their menu unless you went to a full vegan restaurant. That's what I found. There were some in Brooklyn, but we weren't in Brooklyn very long. So yeah. It was really difficult. You either have to ask or have a salad and chips. We didn't see a lot of the nightlife because we knew we had such busy days and we weren't there long. So yeah, we didn't really do much of the New York nightlife. And I think if I go again, that's something that I will probably do. Tomato? Sorry, Boris wants to come in. On one of the days, it was really cool, but like something I'd never experienced before. We were walking down the street and this guy was just kind of telling a story about me and my mom. And then he noticed that we were with a group, so he was just like continuing the story about the group and why we were in New York and stuff, and I thought that was really cool. But like I was worried that he was going to just start following us to where we were going and just continue the story the whole way there, but he did like kind of venture off eventually. But I thought it was really cute. And I think he stayed longer than he intended to with the story, just because I'd kind of acknowledged him where no one else had. But I just thought it was nice. So yeah, Thursday was my mom's birthday. Oh Boris, if you're going to start licking, you can piss off. You'll just even start slobbering now. Anyway, So yeah, Thursday was my mum's birthday, which was the reason that we were in New York in the first place. Me and my sister took her there for her birthday because she'd always wanted to go. She mentioned it to me and I was like, let's not wait, let's go. So yeah, that's what we did. The breakfast on Thursday was incredible. We went to a little diner. It was like an Italian gangster themed diner. I believe it was called the Brooklyn Diner. Or Brooklyn Diner, something like that. Oh God, I know there was a few though. So this one was I think on 45th Street or 43rd Street, something like that, I believe. Brooklyn Diner, 43rd Street, I think. Amazing food, absolutely loved it there. Give me like Italian mafia vibes. It was brilliant in there, really liked it. It was one of my favourites. I know I said that about the other breakfast, but I think that one was my favourite. But I loved the breakfast anyway. So Thursday we went to the Empire State Building, which I did enjoy, but you know when you get to the top, it's quite closed off compared to the Rockefeller Center. So you don't really get to see the views as well because there's all like metal bars around it. I'm guessing because it's a business, they kind of have to stop their people from jumping off. I'm guessing because that's what they used to have to do at the AA. Like all the windows have like cages around them so no one jumps out the window or tries to hang out the window just for fun, because people would do silly things like that. So yeah, I'm guessing that's why, just for health and safety. But I don't know, because they didn't do that at the Rockefeller Center. It was all like glass. It was nice. All inside was really cool though. There was a lot of interactive space, lots of screens and places where you could take photos, a lot of information about how the building was made and things like that. It was really interesting. Inside, I really did enjoy that part of it. And then for dinner we went to Carmine's, which is an Italian restaurant, and they do massive sharers. We didn't realise when we booked, but then because it didn't say at all, but then yeah, when we got in there you had to like have a sharer, so it's going to be really difficult if you don't really all like the same food. But we got 3 sharers because I wanted a vegan one obviously, and my family wanted 2 different ones to share from, but there was such a lot of pasta. There was quite a bit left over, but we tried our best. We just kept picking it and picking it. But it was really good food. I think that was probably the best Italian I've had for, well yeah, the best Italian I've had, because I really enjoyed mine. But I love Italian food anyway. I don't think they ever get it wrong. I'm a massive fan of Italian food. It's my favourite, I think. So yeah, I'm glad we went there. So that's Carmine's. It was so busy. It's absolutely rammed all the time. So if you're going to go, you need to book. The cocktails and stuff as well, really nice. And then on the night, we went to see Sweeney Todd, which was really good. You know Dustin from Stranger Things? He was in it. It was incredible. Like, it was so funny as well. Like, I thought it was incredible how they would get the back and the upstairs of the stage ready for the next part, and we didn't even notice because of the lighting and stuff. It was incredible how they did it. And then like the upstairs part, you wouldn't notice the bottom changing. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. Me and my mom, well my mom mainly, my mom made me laugh because, you know, like at the end of the show everyone was like, "Way!" Like, I've never heard so much screaming and clapping in all my life. I was like, because I mean we go away and we clap and stuff, but not as much as in there. Like, Americans really went for it. My mum was like, only in America. And it made me laugh because I was like, I cannot believe how they all stood up and everything, like, which it was a great performance, don't get me wrong, they did deserve the round of applause, but the amount of, like, I don't know, it was just like 10 times the amount we would do in the UK, because like we would give a clap and obviously we're like, yeah, well done, oh my god, that's amazing, but they were like, ah, ah! I was like, I couldn't believe it. But it was fun, it was fun. And they were still clapping like for at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes after. Oh, it was funny. And then all of a sudden it was like a rush to get to the door. Friday was a bit of a sad day actually, like to start with. I think I don't think there's any very good time to do it though, because I was going to say maybe I shouldn't have done it in the morning when I was feeling tired, but I don't think there's ever a good time to do that part. So we went to the memorial for the Twin Towers, and we'd actually booked tickets to go through, and it was really interesting. You know, not interesting, that's the wrong word to say, but it was educational. It was an eye-opener for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, the way they made the building and things like that, like the information about the building and how it was built to withstand water and things like that and make it like robust and really strong, was really interesting. That part of it was, but there was a lot of it that was extremely sad, like, and I don't know, from the first moment I got in there, I just felt like I kind of just felt the weight of everyone. I did, like I kept getting shivers up my arms, like I just felt down the whole time. And I know it's not meant to be an exciting experience, of course not, and I know it wasn't meant to be like a happy one, but I don't know, I felt the emotions of everyone. And then there was a whole room with the faces of the people that had passed away. I could not handle that at all. Like, I saw like 2 of the faces, cried. I had to go out. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't walk through there. It was heavy. Oh God. Yeah, so, and after that, I couldn't really get over it. I just kept thinking about it. Like, I couldn't read anything else, and I was trying to, but everything I read just made me feel upset, because it kind of just made it so real. Like, I mean, I saw it on the news and whatever, of course, and I was only young when it happened. I was in primary school, the last year of primary school, I believe. But you just kind of put it to the back of your mind, don't ya? I was like only young when it happened. I was in school, but they did send us home. Even though like it was over in America, they sent us home that day early. I remember my mum watching it on the news and that as well. And then we all went to school, and then they just told us to come back after assembly. But yeah, like that room. And then like they have a part where it's really dark, which I think I can imagine they've done that because it's the part where like the smoke, they're showing you pictures of the smoke and telling you about the escape routes and things like that, and they're showing you like videos of the firemen trying to get everyone out, so they've like made it really smoky, and it gets quite crowded in there quickly, so it does kind of make you feel like you are in there. Yeah, for me it was intense. It was too intense, but it's meant to be. I think that's what it's meant to do, obviously. There were parts where you could hear the voices calling the family and that. Oh, it was sad, it was. Because like I felt kind of bad that I wanted to leave, because I was like, you know, this happened to people. I should be able to stay. It's not happened to me. I'm not any other family. Imagine how they feel. But then I heard this girl say, I just can't wait to get out of here. And I felt her. I was like, I'm glad you've said that, because I was feeling guilty here. I never said that to her, obviously, but yeah. I couldn't, the fresh air, when I got outside, the fresh air just hit me, and I was like, and breathe. So yeah, that was a hard experience. But I know someone else that went, and they told Nathan about how they felt heavy just by seeing where the towers were, because like the foundations are outside. And that's a lovely memorial, like the water and stuff flowing through it. I think that's such a lovely, it really is such a lovely place. I suppose for the families to visit as well, but they've done it stunning, they really have. But I think that was enough, honestly. Because as soon as I walked in there, my body was crawling. And I just felt heavy. And honestly, in that room, I felt emotions of everyone, I did. And then we lightened up the day, lightened up the spirit with a boat trip. Boat trips are my favourite thing to do. And we went to see the Statue of Liberty, which was probably my favourite day. After the memorial, the boat trip was my favourite part of the trip, I think, and the breakfasts. Because I love a good boat trip. I love to be on the water. I like to see the sun reflecting on the water. I love to see the waves. I love to hear the waves. I like to see the waves crashing off rocks and things like that. I do love the sea, and I do love the water. Maybe that's why I lived on a narrowboat, and that's for another day. We got an extra trip with that actually, because we thought we were just going around her on the water on this boat, but we actually got to stop off at the island. So we got to stop off at Liberty Island, walk around and take photos and things, which I really did enjoy. Me and my sister expected her to be a lot bigger. She's huge, don't get me wrong, she's big, but I don't know what it is, I just expected her to be bigger. There's more bricks that she stands on that makes her tall. She's tall, but I expected the actual structure to be bigger than what she is. I bet like people are thinking, she's fucking huge, what are you talking about? Which yeah, she is, but when you see her in films, she just looks bigger. Do you know what I mean? That was my take on it anyway. And then we went to Ellis Island, I believe. Went for food in there. I had like a vegan burger in there, no cheese. That was like a really nice burger as well. That was a vegetable burger. Really enjoyed that. Then me, my mum and Nathan just chilled outside in the sun, just looking at the water, and yeah, just enjoying a rest on a bench. But we was like listening to a group of lads' conversation in the information box outside, and they were saying how I did tweet this as well, how women having men friends is cheating, but men having women friends isn't. That's how it started. That made me laugh. And then they were saying, well, women cheating is worse than men anyway, because women have emotional connection. Just, what? I mean, obviously they've never spoken to a woman or know many girls that are strong enough to say, no, I can have sex without emotion. Oh, that made me laugh. So yeah, for anyone else that believes that, any lads, like, women can have sex without emotion. It doesn't always have to be emotional. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it is, of course, like men. Men can have emotions as well. Oh, it did make me laugh. And then yeah, that Friday night we went to eat at a vegan restaurant. Again, I forgot what that was called. Urban Vegan Kitchen, actually, I think it was called. Because there's an Urban Kitchen and there's a branch off with Urban Vegan Kitchen, and we went to the vegan one. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it. And then the Saturday was our last day. So yeah, Saturday we kind of just had breakfast on the go. We just got whatever we could. I had a cup of coffee. I can't remember what I had in the morning on that. No, I can't remember at all. But yeah, we went to the American Museum of Natural History. But we got there a little bit early and you had to have your ticket, so we went to Central Park beforehand. We were going to do Central Park after, but I'm glad we went beforehand because we wouldn't have had time. So yeah, because my mum would have been tired by then as well, so we had a walk around the Central Park because my mum really wanted to see Central Park. That was what on her bucket list. So yeah, we had a little wander. We didn't go too far because we had to get back for the gallery, so yeah, we found a little bench. My mum got to sit by the water and we took some photos. We just had a wander. And then, yeah, we went to the museum. We got to see a space show, which was really cool. So you could get to, you had, with your ticket, we also got to pick a show. So we had a wander around the gallery a little bit, and then we went to the space show. And you're in like seats like this, and the whole ceiling is like a dome. And it's like you're in space. They like turn all the lights off, and then all of a sudden you just see stars, and then you like zoom as if you're in a spaceship, and then you're close up to the moon, and then they like break little bits down of the moon and tell you a bit about it. And then they went to Saturn and told you a bit about that. They went to Mars and told us a bit about that, I believe, what I can remember. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. You weren't able to take video in there, but I snuck a little bit, but it's only a very tiny bit where they just get started, because he kept coming up the rows to see if anyone had their phone on. So yeah, but I really enjoyed that part. That was really cool. I've never seen anything like that before, so I was very impressed. I really liked that part of it. Me, Nathan and my mum went back to the hotel just to get our stuff ready and have a chill out before we had to get the taxi to the airport, really. And that was our 4 days in New York. I loved it though, I really did. I had a really good time. I don't hear that many New Yorkers talk though. It was kind of the generic American accent that you hear on telly that I heard a lot of, more so. Unless we were in a museum and a New York person was talking, and then you could hear it. Yeah, like even the staff at the hotel weren't that much of a strong New York accent. To me anyway, I couldn't tell. So we were in a taxi, and I said to the one, "So have you had a good day?" And he looked at me like I was from another planet. He was like, "Yeah." And then just like carried on driving. I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I was like, "Okay, so you don't make small talk with New York taxi drivers." But then there was another one. Actually, I'll tell you about this one first. There was an Uber driver, really, really nice bloke. He had like been to parts of the UK, and then when we mentioned like Birmingham and London, he was like, "Oh, I've been there, I've got a family." Well, he was like, "I've been there to visit friends or something." And then when we left the Uber, he gave us some like, I think they were Korean or Japanese snacks. Really, 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 really lovely guy. Aww. And then yeah, and then we were talking to another taxi driver, which was a yellow cab driver, and we were saying that the roads are absolutely mental. The cars will just literally go together, like they'll be so close to each other, and then they'll start papping each other, and then it's like a struggle who's gonna let one go. It was so funny. Well, this taxi driver that we were in, like completely just, there was one pulling out, been indicating for a while. This car was like pulling out. Taxi driver just went straight past him. Obviously he was honking at us, and the taxi driver was said he was being indecisive, so I needed to get in front of him. And I was just like, absolutely crazy. And we were asking about like how they get on for accidents, and he was saying that over there it is an accident. In the UK you'd be in trouble for it because it's an incident, and if you drove like this in the UK we'd probably get in trouble with the police, and we confirmed and was like, yeah, we would. So yeah, now just to enjoy the little video of little things that I captured. There's not a lot, but yeah, there's about 2 minutes I think.
This is lovely at night, isn't it?
Yeah. My first time in Target.
brothers, that chap?
Ah, yeah. I think they've all gone now. But they might be here still, you never
I thought
know.
there might be one in the US, New York and stuff.
You excited, Mum?
Oh, yeah. I've got a good boat trip, mate.
And me, it's my favourite thing to
We used to love going on them in Turkey.
do. Yeah.
I don't think we'll be jumping in the water on this one.
No, no.
Just having a wander through Central Park before we leave today. I'm so sad.